We'll call the meeting to order on Monday, May 6th, 2024. No, it's not May 6th.
20th, I think.
May 20th. I was looking at the minutes. Can you join me in saying the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, warrants.
Can't hear you guys.
Oh,
There you go.
too loud.
That was muted.
Okay. Let me start that over. I got the general fund warrant. And it's dated May 20th, 2024. The total amount is $81,011.58. Of that amount, $56,202.50 is for the Franklin County Sheriffs, which is obviously the largest ticket item. The rest all looks, I didn't have any questions on it. I think Jonathan looked through as well. So with that said, I would make a motion that we accept the general fund warrant as presented.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Jack, you know, some payroll and some
Sure.
miscellaneous, if you would, please.
I would please. See what we got. We have, payroll. We got first. Payroll. For May 10th, payroll warrant for the period April 29th to May 5th. In the amount of $24,440.43. And we have another one here from May 6th to May 12th in the amount of $23,940.17. And I make a motion we approve both of these warrants.
I think, Jack, we may have missed one of the fours in there. I think it was $24,444.43. So I think we were up by $4. I think Jen would have chimed in if we didn't say something.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Okay, so we got a bunch of other stuff here. Federal ARPA fund warrant in the amount of $564. And the Stonehouse warrant in the amount of $1,800. And I'm guessing these are invoices for the Bay Park business. One's for $1,000, one's for $800. And next one is industrial park warrant in the amount of $1,243.23, and that's for Champlain Associates invoice 378.58. And then we got Green Mountain Power for sewage pump lights and sign lights. Then I make a motion, we, oh, wait.
Stormwater, I think, right?
Stormwater.
Yeah, got them all stuck together. Stormwater utility warrant in the amount of $3,511.34. Fitzgerald Associates and his Environmental Associates in the amount of $2,563. $9.95, and Aldridge and Elliott Engineering for $947.39. And now I'll make a motion, we do them all, I'll approve them all.
Second that, Jack.
Okay,
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
aye.
Okay, in front of you, you have the minutes of May 6th, 2024. Anybody want to make the motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second that. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next up, public comment. Anybody want to come up for a public comment? Come on up.
Hello,
Hi, hello.
my name is Melissa Ewell. I'm a town resident. And I'm here on behalf of the users and volunteers of the dog park at Hardak. I attended a city council meeting last Monday night, and the mayor asked me to come to a town select board meeting as well. So I am here at his request. I have a couple of brief things I'd like to share about the park and just get on the record tonight. I guess that's my main reason for being here. So there are a group of us who are regulars at the park. I know the history of it. I know the complicated situation, city versus town, with the history of the park. We have a group of dedicated users and volunteers who've raised about $1,000 in the last year to make some improvements to the park. Small things, but things that have really helped. And we are needing to replace the fence at the park. It's about 15 years old. It was installed by volunteers, not professionals, and it is literally being held together with cable ties at this point. Dogs have escaped, and it's unsafe and falling apart, and it's just going to get worse. We have bids from Middlebury Fence Company and a local outfit in Highgate that we'd really like to use, who has been doing some work up at Hardak already. And as you can imagine, it's quite an expensive undertaking, about $47,000 to replace the fence, and that's with the city doing the demolition. So we would be able to save a little bit of money there. So the city council is aware of this. Dominic Cloud and I have had a lot of discussions about it, and I think the mayor wanted me to present the possibility of, at some point, perhaps the city and town working together on this as a joint project. And it's not going to happen anytime really soon, but at some point it will need to happen. And so the other point I'd like to make is that the mayor asked me to do a demographic tally on who uses the park, city versus town, and numbers in general and where people come from. So I did that over the last week. I'm only there for an hour a day, so obviously I don't see everybody. But just from the time that I was at the park, we have 50 regular users. 22 of them are from the city and 11 of them are from the town. And then people are also coming from Milton, Fairfax, Swanton, Fairfield, Georgia, Highgate, East Fairfield, Enosburg, Alburgh, Johnson, and Grand Isle to use the park. And when they come to use the park, they do not just come to the dog park. They also go out to eat, they buy gas, they go grocery shopping, they use the pool. They multitask when they come to the dog park. They don't just come to use the park. So even though the park is not a fee generating enterprise, there is an economic benefit to both the city and the town from people who are using the park. And it is getting more use now than ever. The number of people using it has gone up substantially, I think partly because the pool is bringing more people in and the facilities at Hardak. So that's why I'm here tonight. Mayor asked me to come and just let you know what was going on with it and what is going to be needed in the future. I guess that's it.
So are you looking to get the funding for a new fence from both communities?
Idea I think was beginning to be tossed around last week, and that was one reason the mayor wanted me to find out who uses the park. He said that there have been joint enterprises in the past, other things that benefit both communities. And so this was put forth as a possibility. We're also looking to maybe access some grant funding from some pet food companies who do have foundations that will fund dog parks and improvements to dog parks. So I've got an email out to the Nutro Dog Food Company right now and see what the information is on their program. So that's another avenue to pursue. We volunteers, we're talking people who give 20, 50 bucks at a shot. There's no way we're going to come up with $47,000 to put up a new fence, but we're willing to put the work in to help make it happen. So I guess that's it.
Okay. What's your time for, you said you didn't have a time frame, or is it gonna be later on? Like, are you thinking like end of summer, fall, or are you thinking next spring? Like,
Well, it was going to have been part of this last budget cycle. Dominic said there was, they were looking at a bond vote for Hardak for improvements, and they were hoping to wrap it into that. And apparently that didn't happen. The bond vote itself didn't happen, I guess. And so he said it would not happen in this budget cycle. But he knows that it has to happen at some point. He actually sent another park user and I down to South Burlington to look at their dog park, which is brand new, and see what their fence is like, because he really liked the look of their fence, which was going to be more expensive. And so, we're doing our best to keep it standing at this point. That's kind of where we're at.
So are you going with the same style fence, or are you gonna be?
I know Dominic would love the one, like the one that's in South Burlington, but that was going to be 50,000. It was going to be more money. So we're probably going to go with just the chain link, but a dark, black or a dark
Yeah,
green.
dark.
He was looking for a more aesthetic appeal because it is the first thing people see when they come to Hardak as they enter the road there. It's the first thing that's visible. And he was looking for a little bit nicer appearance. But then when we got the estimate, it's pretty daunting. So,
You say 50,000 compared to 47?
yeah,
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and those were estimates from, one of them was from this year recently, one of them was from over a year ago. And both of them were temporary, given costs of materials and labor.
Sure,
So,
fair enough.
yeah.
You said Dominic was going to pull out all the fences in terms of
The
repair.
deal was that the city would do the demolition on the old fence.
So how much does that reduce the cost?
That the bids we got or the prices we got included the city doing the demolition. That's
includes
just
the-
with the new fencing and the labor to install it.
Okay.
So fencing is very labor intensive. So,
Just finished.
yeah,
I was gonna say, 47,000, 50,000, that's a lot for,
it is.
if it was just the town or just the city or trying to fundraise, but this
Yeah.
might be an opportunity if everyone puts their head together. I mean, with
Yeah.
some fundraising, because fundraising's great too. It just kind of makes it, it's the.
Yeah, and
awareness.
we're willing to do that, but
To the sound.
we will help as much as we can. But again, we're not an organized entity. We're not a nonprofit. We're just a bunch of people who love our dogs and use the park every day.
And could I ask just maybe one request? I love the tally. I wonder if there's a way just to expand it a little bit. Have someone else check it another hour of the day. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Just to get kind of a,
There are a couple people
Otherwise
who
it's
come
just-
just in the morning and they're polling people, they're gonna poll people who use the park at a different time of the day. I'm usually there late in the afternoon.
gotcha. Yeah.
So there are some users that come at other times of the day and they're keeping their ears peeled and checking with
Just
people.
checking.
Yeah.
That'd be a good-
More town. using it.
Yeah, we pay quarterly for the recreation reimbursement, and
Yeah.
I think last quarter we paid 27,000. So and they give me the lot. I asked them to and started to provide a line item like each person. So it's quite a few town folk. Yeah.
Well, the park, that's not, I forget how that, because that's kind of like its own separate status, doesn't it?
That's
I mean, the
true.
recreation
Yeah, that's
department
true.
doesn't
Yeah,
run
that's-
it,
that's
but
okay.
The rec
'cause it's Mark's
department
Park Park.
Yeah.
runs it, but
Not really.
not really.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
I know
It's
what
It's a
you're
the-
little more free reign of the dog park, right?
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
people who created the park, who were supposed to fund it in perpetuity, left the state and took their money with them.
Yeah.
So,
Refresh me now.
Yeah.
Last time I was on the select board, I think that's when it got built. What year was it built?
it's about 15 years
15 years,
old.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I know-
Gentleman named Mark, who I think had passed, and yes.
Yeah, it was built in his memory
Yeah,
and,
so-
so it's a unusual situation and a little awkward
Right,
and,
I remember.
yeah.
But, you know, if you, Sean will keep track, but I mean, you want like come back and when we just start our budget.
It's October, so,
October.
right?
Okay,
You know, I'm just wondering if you couldn't have like, well, of course, you're all volunteer, but like fundraiser, some way to collect everybody that comes through the gate a couple times this summer or something to try to come up with a few hundred or a few $1,000 and whatever we can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of if it's October, because a lot of times we'll get requests.
Mhm.
But boy, if you came in with a request with, we've also been doing fundraising, we've already raised this much,
Mhm.
that could go a long way
okay,
to help.
I will relay that.
I'm
to-
just one person,
Yep.
but just
And I can-
mentioning that.
I can call Dom tomorrow and talk about
Yeah,
finding the grant out there too.
That would be,
Grant would
that would
be-
be great.
Grant would be best.
Yeah,
I
Great.
mean, also if other municipalities are using it, maybe you can reach out to other administrators and managers. once we
It does
figure-
seem to be a region-wide
to
park,
see
so
just
even though
figure
there's
out,
one in
like,
Milton,
you know,
Yeah.
Any amount is, we'll take any amount, right?
Yeah.
So.
the other idea I had that I also posed to Dominic, and he was happy to hear this one, was adding just a couple of bucks to the licensing fee and funneling that money toward dog park stuff. I think those of us who license our dogs would pay a couple extra bucks. Cause it's not an expensive thing anyway. And that, little portion of that licensing money could be funneled into a dog park account. It wouldn't be a ton, but it would be a start, and it would be kind of a painless way to get a little fee generating thing going. So,
Or even ask for requests when they
Yeah.
go out.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
so I guess
Yeah,
that's
let's,
it.
sorry, just
I think there's
come up with a plan and
things that you need to think about whether or not you should create a nonprofit corporation so that you can accept grants and tax-free. The other side is to work with both municipalities, whatever money you do collect. And I'm thinking now, if you got a grant from one of the food companies, it would have to go to the city or town. Which I don't think there's a problem on it as long as they both agree.
Well, the other issue is with grants is that we can't actually submit an application
But we
because
could.
we are not an entity.
Mhm.
It would have to come
Right.
either through the town or through the city,
Or better
as
yet,
an
both,
official body.
or
so-
both,
Or both,
because that
yeah,
would carry a lot of weight.
yeah.
do you guys, who does own that?
City,
The city owns it?
city owns it, it's in town.
Was my understanding it was leased.
No, they own it.
They own. it.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's almost a mutual thing,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
well,
Yeah, it's
wasn't
owned.
that was all part of Coffey's land back in the day. And
Right.
I know there was,
Yeah.
there was something going on where they were gonna give it to us or.
It's whoever could administer it. City had a department to do that. I just wasn't sure about that piece, if it was the city owned it, like
City.
the city owns it, or is it part of that trust?
No, the city owns that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, just curious.
yeah, you can go on JS.
okay,
Yeah, I'll call
so
Dom and we'll-
I will relay this back to the other park users, and my liaison on the city council is Trudy Chaffee. She and I were
Okay.
colleagues for many years, so I will share tonight's information with her.
And I think Sean's gonna
Yeah, I'll call
Talk with Dom
Dom
and-
tomorrow.
yeah.
That would be great. I
Come up
really
with a game
appreciate
plan.
that.
Year's going. I've
So,
got 2 dogs, so,
yeah. We should see you at the park then.
one of them can't run right now, but yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I thank you all for your
Thank you,
time.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else have a public comment? Okay, hearing none, we're gonna move forward. Will somebody please make a motion to recess the select board meeting and convene as the local cannabis control board?
So moved.
second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have the applicant Lavishly Sweet LLC. I take it you're representing. Come on up.
Hey, you guys, how's it going today?
Good, you?
Good.
Temperature nice in here, but
Yeah.
shadows out in the sun, but.
Yeah, warm day today for sure.
Yeah. So it looks like you're going for a wholesale permit? Is that what
That is correct, yes.
you're doing?
I think the first time I just did it through the state.
Yeah,
I think the first time that I did it, I took over the old Danform Shoes building
okay.
out on 150 Swanton Road. And I've been there for a year now, for about a year now,
Yeah.
and looking to renew that as well.
I think, did you come in before for the old Danform building?
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
Somebody, because I knew something was going on there for some reason, but I think somebody came in. I don't recognize you.
Yeah, I
but-
think
I'm-
Sean or Al maybe mentioned that it was open to, and it was all new for everybody. So I think
Right.
they,
Yeah.
maybe it went to the state and didn't come here and something like that.
I do remember I did come to a meeting when you guys were at the old building.
Oh, okay.
And but I think that I had done something else through the state,
They didn't have to continue.
so I didn't have to go to that one, yeah.
Probably met with the Development Review Board for use for the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the meeting at the old building, yeah.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions?
So where is this exactly?
It's across from,
It's the old Danform Shoes. building.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to Dunkin' Donuts and Advanced Auto Parts.
I don't think this is really the first wholesale, but can you just, 30 seconds, just describe.
Just like for what the wholesale is.
Yeah, what kind of stuff are you guys gonna be doing?
Okay, so
Obviously, no one's walking in and buying anything.
correct, yeah, we're not open to the public. We'll purchase from the cultivators and the manufacturers. It's strictly just a storage facility. From that point on, I will go to do deliveries. I'll leave the building from there to go bring them to the retail shops across the state.
It was far under 30 seconds. so.
any local shops by chance? Not that it matters.
Mother Plant and Mary Jane Junction. And I just landed a deal with Mary Jane Mountain. They're located out in Montgomery. They're the cousin store to Mary Jane Junction. I think the guy that owns it used to work for the VT Grow Shop before they made the transformation over to a dispensary.
Does this product go through some sort of analysis by the state?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it gets tested through the state. We have to report everything to the Cannabis Control Board. So anything that's purchased, it's all tracked. We have a tracking system throughout the state, a state program that tracks all the product.
You have heightened security at that building of some sort?
Yeah, I went through Black Dog Fire and Security. I've got cameras interior and exterior. I also have the window sensors. It's connected to the police department. So if somebody were to break in, it alerts the police department and the fire department if there was an issue as well.
Yeah.
So what are we looking to do? Just
Prove it.
Just make a motion to approve the permit.
Yep, I'll make, oh,
you go do it, go ahead.
all right, just gonna make the motion to approve, the permit for Lavishly Sweet LLC.
1 second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There you go, sir.
Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn the local cannabis control board
So moved.
and reconvene as select board?
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Next up, town manager's report.
We have the two informational Act 250 things on NCSS, who's demolishing the building, and then to build something else, and then Westview, the condominium up on it. So
Which building is it, Sean? I tried to, is it, am I right? It's next to,
Police station.
yeah,
oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, it looked like it was next to the Hawk's Nest and.
yeah. I was leaning heavy on
Franklin
Jack,
County
but,
Rehab.
yeah.
I did take a look down there today. They got a lift in place. I don't know if they
Yeah.
started yet, but.
They cleared
they were
the,
something.
they were looking for an endangered bat species. I
I
believe.
saw that,
Yeah.
no, it's a little brown bats.
Yeah, so my favorite thing, yeah, that they, yeah, so it's all clear, so they're good to go on that front. And then, Mr. Goodrich's development is in front of his existing development. He's also putting a sidewalk in for Act 250. Good to go.
Where's the sidewalk gonna be? Sorry.
Along Route 7 in front of the,
On the
development.
side of the street.
yeah.
He wanted it to cross.
Oh, we're going to the other project now.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
That-
Sorry, yeah,
That building being demolished, I don't think is on Route 7.
correct. Yep, moving forward
I
after
gotcha.
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
out,
tomorrow,
okay,
yeah.
out, Route 7 South.
Yes, yeah. It's actually gonna mirror the sidewalk that we're putting in on the other side too. So.
Awesome.
Originally, we had requested it cross the street to the one on the other side, but
Like a crosswalk.
the state didn't.
Is it 'cause
There
it's at
there's
the-
still talks about that part, actually.
Is it because it's at the bottom of a hill, maybe?
That's
might
the
be-
sticky point of it, is the grade. Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
okay.
but that's because of our sidewalk going in, those talks
Still going
are
on.
happening again, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Other than that, we had our exit 19 meeting last week. I mean, Brian and Jack, but I was not there. No, I had a
Yeah.
long day, and
Actually,
we
I
have a
think-
special guest.
yeah.
My dad is in attendance, actually, so he came last week.
Hey.
So,
I was wondering who
Yeah.
looked so relaxed in the back row.
I remember you told me that, so your
Yeah.
dad was coming and I'm
Yeah.
like.
That's right.
"Who's
Yeah, I
this
forgot
guy?"
about that.
Yeah,
That is-
well, Al thought he was the constable, and he's met him before, so.
I was waiting for a great public comment.
Yeah. So,
Hi, Mr. Adkin.
I have a public comment about how he was as a child.
That's what I meant.
Public comment is over. That part of the
That's
agenda.
up to Jonathan, not you.
Yeah. To take the floor. So yeah, I didn't make that from what I understand, it went fairly well, as well as it could go.
Let's put it this. State's gonna do what the state's gonna.
Mhm.
They listen, everybody told them what they thought would work, which was kind of an agreement of the crowd, but they're stuck on this roundabout. I'll get the feeling and we're gonna have it.
So what was it? Nobody wants a roundabout?
No,
Yeah, my take on it might be a little different than Jack's, or the same, is that, well, I certainly felt like the people in the audience kicked the tires on it. We asked the engineer of 25 years who does this for a living if they made sure that they thought about buses going through. They thought about
trailer.
tractor trailers going through.
Yeah.
This guy was a real traffic nerd.
Yeah, that's definitely
He
what
calls
he did.
himself that, to be fair.
I mean,
So that's.
The next step, they did the public informational meeting. The next step for them, dealing with us anyways, to come back and present to the select board right here and to get our kind of official, we like it or we don't, or whatever. So there'll be a good opportunity there, and they'll come in with all the stuff. I just know personally, if you'd have told me about a roundabout 20 years ago, I'd have been like, that's nuts. Roundabouts are crazy. And I drove through some over the last 20 years, like everyone else has, and I didn't have to stop.
Well, yeah, they do work.
You know, I went through. Now, with that said, I've never been through one with an intersection as busy as exit 19. So that part I don't know. Well, there's
It's
called
it's
the
a longer one.
circulator. Yeah, there's called the circulator. It's a little bit different
It's
design.
got two longer straightaway, I call it straightaway.
Yeah, and it's on a hill.
Yeah, it's a little
So
different.
what I did ask them for when they came, if they possibly could, is to have a computer animated simulation of what it would look like, where you could like follow a tractor trailer, what it might look like, or video of an actual other circle somewhere else that's roughly the same size, with roughly the same amount of people. As they've put it, there's three options. One is do nothing, which is terrible.
Hmm.
Two is take what they have currently and basically add, make sure there's 3 lanes in every, road entering the thing,
Yeah.
with lots of more lights and
So
try to
one
do
doesn't have
better
to stop.
signage. Yep. And so that's fine. And then the third one was the circle. And they did say also that, like best chance, everything goes right. Maybe they'll start working on it in 3 to 4 years. Things get delayed, maybe it's 10 to 15. So my thinking is too, like anything else, that intersection is not going to have less traffic in 10 years. It's
Yeah.
probably going to have 50% more, I would think. So making sure that whatever the design is designed the best one for the future, not just what's a little better than we have now. And if it's a traffic circle, great. If it's the other one, great. I don't care.
Yeah,
Whatever works
just
best.
trying something,
A lot of discussion was on, well, they're doing a right turn lane this time.
right, off the exit, yeah.
Not-
One
They're not
spot.
expanding what pavement's there, they're taking out the islands in the middle, so you get an average lane. They're moving. The way I looked at it, they're moving where you come off from Swan, They're moving that up like straight.
Not this summer.
That's not.
But I don't think so, but if they do with any of those other two plans, they would do that. So, you know, if you're coming south and you get off at exit 19, you're coming from, you know, exit 20 or
Yeah.
Swanton. And right now you kind of come off that road and it's a nice even curve and you kind of merge in. They're talking about something that comes
A
more
right lane.
straight down
Yeah.
and comes to almost a stop. So that people will merge up there instead of trying to merge where there's already multiple lanes. Or if you want to go left, you want to go to the complex from Swanton, you got to come down now if it's heavy and cut across two lanes, which, so just trying to avoid that.
So there was a bunch of folks and I think they're probably right. The cheaper way is to retime the lights because, you know, you can get maybe 3 cars going toward the complex when you're coming off the interstate. And then they were talking about making 2 lanes go straight across at the same time and turn down toward the city at the same time.
Yeah, that was one way you could do it.
So there's a lot of different.
Yeah.
They put new
The-
poles up already for. new
Yeah,
lights.
for some of them. Yeah. But one thing that's important too, that they mentioned and mentioned it and confirmed it. So this town of St. Albans is not paying anything for this, which is nice. So the only thing that hasn't been figured out yet is, does the state pay 10% or 20%? The federal government's going to pay all of the rest. So not that I'm saying cost isn't a factor, but at least it's not as important a factor, I think, for the
Yeah.
folks of us here in St. Albans town. We're paying for it with our federal income taxes.
Just my opinion from listening to him. It just kept coming back to that roundabout. To
Mhm.
me, that's what he thinks and the state thinks is the paths we have. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna get.
And the data that they had on there for 95% of the time bared that out. That was, you know, the less waiting time. If less waiting time is important, that's
Yeah.
that's a good thing. to have.
It's probably a longer term solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could probably do some lane changes, but in 10 years, when you add another 30,000 or 20,000 people.
Driving
Then
through.
we're doing another lane. I wasn't there, I don't know, but I wonder if a roundabout is more of a longer term solution.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind the ones in Shazy.
Yeah.
Not Shazy, Champlain, like those are, the first time we went upon it, me and my wife, she. Like, did you miss that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we went right up over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing they pointed out that I thought was made sense, it was interesting, is that it doesn't matter the design, there's going to be roughly the same number of accidents. But
Yeah, it's a very slight.
but a
small
circle,
increase.
the circle, they were saying if they're in a circle, those accidents tend to be way less severe because people, it's more slowly sideswiping instead of somebody running a red light and
It's the left turn.
T-boning somebody.
Yeah, it's the left turn crashes. that
Yeah.
are
Another big
most-
issue that was talked about a lot is pedestrians crossing
Hmm.
from the complex back and forth on this supposed recreation path.
That was bad.
Down for years and they haven't got a solution. I think they were talking where you push the button and
Yeah.
cars stop and. you
Flashing
walk
lights.
across.
Yeah,
They have no,
You wanna talk about a traffic jam?
yeah.
that's why,
They have no interest in the bridge over.
that's why the pedestrian
Well-
bridge is the only thing.
Yeah, and what,
You're gonna have severe light occurrence, if you're in the tunnel, and Tangle is gonna flood, you're gonna flood that tunnel, and people are gonna come floating out. there.
Tangle would probably wouldn't flood, then just the tunnel would flood.
Yeah.
Well, and-
Tangle is, that's right.
and what they had said at the meeting
Yeah.
was, you know, you're just saying they have no idea about that project. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't part of their scope.
yeah.
It was just the
Yeah.
other piece.
We've had talks.
But
about
definitely, like Jack's saying, that came up over and over again. People
Yeah.
crossing
So Megan,
the Sash and people crossing it to the Jolly and back. So
the only solution for crossing without stopping traffic is the bridge.
Bridge, yep.
That's plain and simple, because that's our stormwater ground zero, so the tunnels at the question like we just said.
Yep.
So I mean, we keep trying to find funding for the bridge, and that actually is a good segue into my second part, of my short report. Is that we finally got our, should put it that way, the health path report has been completed, so we just got that
This is
today.
the path that needs to cross.
Yeah, up to Hardak and
complex to Hardak at this point.
Yeah, and then it'll be done in
Rail
phases. Yeah, into the rail trail, yeah.
So
And the
we
town
got-
forest is hopefully gonna connect to the rail trail
Got
too.
the last piece of land finally.
We're working on that still,
still.
yeah, that's why that'll be the second phase of construction anyway, so. But yeah, either way, it's that. It was well before my time that it started, but we finally.
Yeah, but even,
Had their-
obviously, we wanted to do the whole thing, but even from the complex to Hardak, with it connecting to Upper Weldon Street. That is huge for,
Yeah.
kids, anybody,
Yeah.
between those destinations.
And that's why when you talked about simulation, the simulation has to incorporate people and children crossing that the roundabout. Because I don't think it'll work personally. But it's fine if you want to sacrifice 5 deaths for cars moving quickly.
Yeah.
Or no lights. But, with the light, all I hear is criticism. If you put in the blinking light to stop traffic, you get the buildup, and everybody says then you defeated the purpose. So,
Especially around 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, at peak, I don't know if these numbers match what they said the other night, but I believe at peak hours, it's up to 2,500 cars pass through
They
there
had a whole bunch of charts.
during the school drop offs and then rushing hours, so. Significant amount of kids and people. That's all I've got.
It was a fairly decent crowd of
Yeah.
quite a diverse group of people.
40 people, maybe?
I was sitting at the table with a couple and Mr. Smith there. The woman's like, is there any selectmen here? Must be, we're not that popular. It's, it says, no, there's one right there, one over there.
That's all.
All good?
Mhm.
Anybody have any other business?
I was gonna talk about exit 19, but I think you should.
Yeah, fill that ours. Okay, next select board meeting is Monday, June 3rd and.
You just killed that one.
Yeah. And Monday, June 17th, both starting at 6:30. Town offices will be closed Monday, May 27th for Memorial Day. We do an executive session for anything?
There's nothing pressing right now.
Perfect. Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
So maybe
Perfect.
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
I.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.